Hello friends, welcome to our channel Crash Course for Engineers. Today we'll go into the topic of industrial engineering. These sessions will be focused on the course on industrial engineering, which is in the syllabus of most of the universities across India. Also, there are some questions on these topics in various examinations. By the American Institute of Industrial Engineers, AIIE, the definition of industrial engineering is industrial engineering is concerned with the design, improvement, and installation of integrated system of main material and equipment. It draws upon specialized knowledge and skills in mathematical, physical sciences together with the principles and methods of engineering analysis and design to specific predict and evaluate the results to be obtained from such a system. The definition is very big. There are 3 points we need to consider in the definition. So here in the industrial engineering, what we are we are concerned with the uh, first thing, design, improvement, and installation. These three things we are doing continuously. We are doing these three things. So here the system is made up of main material and equipment or machines. But to do this kind of thing, we need specialized knowledge and skills in mathematics and physical sciences. Also, with the principles and methods of engineering analysis and design. So the output need to be specific. We need to predict. We need to evaluate the results to be obtained from such a system. Now, if we talk about the history and development of industrial engineering, so the period of 1882 to 1912 was critical in the history of industrial engineering. During this period, the important work which is related to the factory system and owner and engineer and manager concept. Next is equal work, equal pay, and incentive schemes. Third one is scheduling and Gantt chart. And fourth one is the engineers started taking interest in cost control and accounting. The most often quoted and acknowledged investigator that has led to be the discipline of industrial engineering in the present form was F. W. Taylor. He took the interest in human aspects of production and productivity. The human aspect was missing before the era of Taylor, so he added the human aspect in the production and to find out the productivity. So now we'll talk about one by one the contributions to the industrial engineering. Number one is now these people are not as per any kind of sequence of their work or sequence of their timeline. They are added one by one. So Adam Smith, 1776, he wrote a book on the name Wealth of Nations. Because of this book, it was the foundation to the scientific manufacturing. He introduced the concept of division of labor. Through his concept of division of labor, which included skill development, time saving, and the use of specialized machine, was able to influence the factory system. Next is we all know James Watt in 1864. He devised the steam engine and the advanced use of mechanical power to increase the productivity. So he revolutionized the production system. Next was the Charles Babbage. He was an English mathematician. He worked on the same line as Adam Smith, division of labor, and advocated the specialization as one or more advantage of division of labor. Next is fourth number, Frederick Taylor, 1859 to 1915. Now he is credited with being the father of industrial management and industrial engineering. Taylor was a mechanical engineer who initiated investigations of better work methods and went on to become the first individual to develop an integrated theory of management principle and methodologies. The contribution of Taylor is far more remarkable in the area of industrial engineering. Next is the Henry L. Gantt, 1913. Gantt, an engineering contemporary of Taylor, had a profound impact on the development of management thinking. His contributions were work in the area of motivation field and development of task and bonus plan. Also, he devised a successful incentive plan, measurement of management result by Gantt chart, recognition of social responsibility of business and industry. Before that, this part was missing. And last one is advocated the training of workers by management. So management was held responsible for the training of the workers. Next is Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, 1917. The advancement of motion studies is a contribution by Gilbreth. He and his wife developed method study as a tool for work analysis. He emphasized the relationship between output and the effort of the worker. Also, he developed the micromotion study, a breakdown of work into fundamental elements called obliques. Then next is the Harrington Emerson, 1930. He developed his managerial concept simultaneously with Taylor, Kant, and Gilbreth. Among his contributions is the Emerson's efficiency bonus plan, an incentive plan which guarantees the base day rate and pays a graduated bonus. So many people, many great people have given the contributions to the industrial engineering. We see whatever the things which are happening today in the area of industrial engineering are the fruits of these great people. Next point is related to the various tools and techniques of industrial engineering. So these tools and techniques of industrial engineering have aimed at improving the productivity of the organization with the optimum utilization of the organization's resources, that is main material machines. The various tools and techniques are: number one is method study, to establish a standard method of performing a job or an operation after thorough analysis of the job, and to establish the layout of production facilities to have a uniform flow of material without backtracking. Second is a time study or work measurement. This is a technique used to establish a standard time for a job or an operation. Next is motion economy. This is used to analyze the motions employed by the operators to do the work. The principles of motion economy and motion analysis are very useful in mass production or for short cycle repetitive jobs. Next is a financial and non-financial incentives. This helps to evolve at a irrational compensation for the efforts of the workers. Last one is the value analysis. To it ensures that no unnecessary costs are built into the product, and it tries to provide the required functions at a minimum cost, hence help to enhance the worth of the product. Next is the production planning and control. It includes the planning of the resources like men, material, and machines. Also, it has proper scheduling and controlling production activities to ensure the right quantity, quality of the product at a predefined time and pre-established cost. Next is a inventory control to find the economic lot size and the reorder level for the item so that the item should be made available to the production at the right time and quantity to avoid stock out situation with minimum capital lockup. Next is a job evaluation. Now, in case of job evaluation, is used to determine the relative worth of jobs of the organization to aid in matching jobs and personnel and to arrive at a sound wage policy. Last is the material handling analysis. It scientifically analyzes the movement of the material through various departments to eliminate the unnecessary movement to enhance the efficiency of material handling. Now, these are the techniques that are developed over the period of time in the industrial engineering. In the coming sessions of the lectures, we will try to understand each and everything with certain examples. Next is related to ergonomics, human engineering. It is concerned with the study of relationship between man and his working conditions to minimize the mental and physical stress. It is concerned with the man-machine system. Next is the system analysis. It is the study of various subsystems and elements that make a system. They are interdependencies in order to design, modify, and improve them to achieve greater efficiency and effectiveness. Next is related to the OR, operation research techniques. It aids to arrive at an optimal solution to the problems based on the set of objectives, also set of constraints imposed on the problems. Now, these are the techniques that were being developed, and next is the functions of an industrial engineer. What the industrial engineer is looking after. So, first is developing the simplest work methods and establishing one best way of doing work. So, standard method. Next is establishing the performance standards as per the standard method. So, standard time. To develop a sound wage and incentive schemes to aid in the development and design of sound inventory control, determination of economic lot size, and reduce work in process for each stage of production. To assist and aid in preparing a detailed job description and job specification of each job to evaluate them. Also, he is related to the development of cost reduction and cost control programs and to establish standard costing system. Sound selection of site and developing a systematic layout for the smooth flow of work without any interruptions. Development of standard training programs for various levels of organizations for effective implementation of various improvement programs. So these are the functions done by the industrial engineer in the organization. Now these functions change as per the form of the organization. So forms of the organization, a small company with a 100 to 300 direct workers. It will need 2 to 3 industrial engineers. A senior industrial engineer should be the man with a variety of capabilities as he is expected to handle large variety of assignments. Typically, the emphasis will be work methods, fixation of times, and performance standard, plant layout, estimating, cost reduction, etc. Next is the organization with medium company, 300 to 600 workers. We are talking about the direct workers. So, our organization generally takes the form of individual sections for various activities of industrial engineering. Functions are well defined and titles like time study engineer, method study engineer, process engineer are used to denote the activities performed by each specialist, and there is a division of responsibility for industrial engineering services. Next is a large company. In a large organization or company, it increases the emphasis is placed on such functions as value engineering, operation research, training, wage program, these are done in a greater depth apart from regular specialized functions. Okay. Now we'll talk about very important term which is used in the industrial engineering, productivity. Now, what is productivity? It is the quantitative relationship between what we produce and what we use as a resource to produce them. Mathematically, it is a ratio of amount produced, that is output, to the amount resources, that is input. So productivity is equal to output divided by input. Now productivity refers to the efficiency of the production system. This concept guides the management of production system. It is an indicator how well the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, energy, are utilized in the organization. As per the European Productivity Agency EPA, the definition of the productivity is: productivity is an attitude of mind. It is the mentality of progress, of the constant improvements of that which exists. It is the certainty of being able to do better today than yesterday and continuously. It is the constant adaptation of economic and social life to changing conditions. It is continual effort to apply new techniques and methods. It is the faith in human progress. Now, the productivity may be viewed in a different way by different people. So, first is the economist. So, what economists see, it is a ratio of output to input. So, we can say it can be the partial productivity. What accountancy measure and total productivity measure, financial ratios, budgetary variances. What behavioral scientists see, utilization of the labor or man days. What engineers see, capacity utilization, production per man hour, manpower efficiency. This is the same term which is seen by different people in a different way. Now, these are few definitions related to the productivity. So, what we are saying here, the this definition clears our concept related to the production and productivity. These two things are different. Now, what is the production? It is the process or procedure to transform a set of input into output, having the desired utility and quality. Production is a value addition process. Production system is an organized process of conversion of raw material into useful finished products represented as input. Then there will be a transformation process resulting into output. So the inputs are main, machine, material, money, management, information, energy. There will be a transformation process and output will be goods or services. Now these are the, in simple words we can say these are the types of productivity. Productivity measures or partial productivity measures. So partial measures. Now if we look at this, partial productivity is equal to total output divided by individual input. Labor productivity is equal to total output divided by labor input. How to measure the labor input in man hours? Then capital productivity. total output divided by capital input. Material productivity is equal to total output divided by material input. Energy productivity, total output divided by energy input. And what is the total productivity? It is equal to goods or service produced divided by all inputs used to produce them. Now, one of the major disadvantage of partial productivity measure is that there is an overemphasis on one input factor to the extent that other input factors are underestimated or even ignored. This cannot be represent the overall productivity of the system. Okay, so here, if you look at the total productivity, total output divided by total tangible input. Tangible word is there. So the tangible refers to the measurable inputs. Some inputs are there in the organization which cannot be measured. Okay, so total tangible output, value of the finished goods produced plus value of the partial units produced, dividends from the securities, interest, other income. What will be the total tangible input? Value of human, material, capital, energy, and other inputs which are used. Now, these were the glimpses of the industrial engineering as a concept, introduction to industrial engineering, the definitions, the history, contribution to the industrial engineering, the various techniques that are used, that being developed in the area of industrial engineering, the types of organizations, and the productivity as a partial and total productivity measure. Now, if you have any certain requirement related to the industrial engineering concepts, please put it in the chat box. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.